What if I told you that trying to break a bad habit with willpower is like trying to stop a train with your bare hands? It sounds crazy, but think about it for a second. You've probably tried countless times to quit smoking, stop scrolling social media, or break that late-night snacking habit. And every single time, you eventually found yourself right back where you started, feeling defeated and wondering what's wrong with you. Here's the truth that no one wants to admit. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. The problem isn't your lack of discipline or motivation. The problem is that you've been using the wrong approach entirely. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal why 95% of people fail to break their bad habits and the counterintuitive strategy that the successful 5% use instead. This isn't some motivational fluff or willpower nonsense. This is about understanding how change actually works and why everything you've been told about breaking habits is backwards. Stick around, because what you're about to learn will completely change how you think about habits forever. And more importantly, it's going to give you a system that actually works. Here's what's really happening when you try to break a habit, and why it feels like you're fighting an uphill battle every single day. You've essentially been running on autopilot for years, maybe even decades. Think about your morning routine. You probably wake up and immediately reach for your phone without even thinking about it. You brush your teeth the same way every day. You take the same route to work. You do things without any conscious thought, because your mind has created these automatic patterns. Now here's where it gets tricky. When you get stressed, you automatically reach for food. When you're bored, you automatically start scrolling social media. When you feel anxious, you automatically bite your nails or light up a cigarette. Sound familiar? The problem is that you've probably tried to just stop doing these things through pure force of will. You've tried to white-knuckle your way through cravings, ignore triggers, and push through with determination alone. And every time you slip up, you blame yourself for being weak or lacking self-control. But here's the kicker that changes everything. Most people are fighting the wrong battle entirely. They're trying to win a war that can't be won with the weapons they're using. Every habit you have, whether good or bad, follows the exact same predictable pattern. Once you understand this pattern, everything starts to make sense. And more importantly, you can start to work with it instead of against it. There are 3 parts to every single habit. First, there's the trigger. This is what starts the habit in motion. It could be a time of day, an emotion, a location, or even seeing certain people. Then there's the action. This is the actual behavior itself, the thing you want to change. Finally, there's the payoff. This is what you get out of doing the habit. And yes, every habit gives you some kind of reward, or your brain wouldn't keep doing it. Here's where everyone gets it completely wrong, and why most people fail over and over again. They focus all their energy on trying to eliminate the action, the habit itself. They try to just stop smoking, stop eating junk food, stop procrastinating. But this approach is like swimming against a powerful current. Your mind is naturally designed to keep doing what it's always done. It's comfortable with the familiar, even when the familiar isn't serving you. Fighting this directly with willpower alone is exhausting and rarely works long-term. But what if instead of fighting the current, you just redirected it? What if you could keep the same trigger and the same payoff, but simply change the action in the middle? The secret isn't to break the habit pattern, it's to redirect it. And this changes everything about how you approach habit change. Let me give you a real example that will make this crystal clear. Let's say you stress eat every single day at 3 p.m. You're sitting at your desk, you start feeling overwhelmed with work, and you automatically head to the kitchen for chips or cookies. This has been your pattern for years. Here's how most people try to fix this problem. They try to ignore the stress, avoid the kitchen entirely, use pure willpower to resist the urge, or they try to eliminate the trigger by working somewhere else. And they fail within days because they're fighting against a deeply ingrained pattern. But here's what actually works, and it's so simple, it almost seems too easy. Keep the same trigger, that feeling of being stressed at 3 p.m. Keep the same payoff. You still get stress relief and that momentary break from work, but change the action in the middle. Instead of grabbing chips, do 10 push-ups or jumping jacks. Instead of raiding the fridge, make a cup of herbal tea. Instead of eating cookies, step outside for 2 minutes of fresh air. Same trigger, same reward, Completely different action. You still get what you really want. Stress relief, a mental break, and a feeling of taking care of yourself. But now you're getting it through a pathway that actually serves your long-term goals instead of sabotaging them. Now that you understand the core principle, here are 4 more strategies that will make changing any habit significantly easier. These aren't theory. They're practical tools you can use starting today. Strategy 1. Make bad habits inconvenient and good habits inevitable. This is all about redesigning your environment to work for you instead of against you. Your environment is stronger than your willpower every single time, so let's use that to your advantage. Want to stop mindless phone scrolling? Put your phone in another room when you're trying to focus. Or, better yet, leave it in your car when you get home. Want to stop hitting the snooze button? Put your alarm clock across the room so you have to get up to turn it off. Want to eat healthier? Put junk food in hard-to-reach places and put healthy snacks at eye level in your fridge. The key is to add friction to bad habits and remove friction from good habits. Make the right choice the easy choice, and the wrong choice require extra effort. Strategy 2. Never miss twice. This might be the most important rule for long-term success, because it accounts for the fact that you're human, and you will slip up occasionally. You will have days where you fall back into old patterns. That's completely normal and expected. The difference between people who succeed and people who give up is what happens after that first slip-up. One mistake is just a slip. It happens to everyone. But 2 mistakes in a row, that's the beginning of a new bad habit forming. So when you mess up, and you will mess up, the most important thing you can do is get back on track immediately. The next day. Don't wait for Monday. Don't wait for next month. Don't throw in the towel because you're not perfect. Just never miss twice in a row, and you'll be amazed at how much progress you can make even with occasional setbacks. Strategy 3. Change your identity, not just your actions. This is about fundamentally shifting how you see yourself, which is incredibly powerful for long-term change. Don't say, "I'm trying to quit smoking." Say, "I'm not a smoker." Don't say, "I want to lose weight." Say, "I'm someone who takes care of their body." Don't say, "I should exercise more." Say, "I'm an active person." When you change your identity first, your actions naturally follow. Every time you choose the healthy option, you're reinforcing this new identity. Every time you skip the workout, you're voting against it. Start seeing yourself as the person you want to become, and act accordingly. Strategy 4. Start ridiculously small. Most people fail because they try to change too much too fast. They want to go from zero to hero overnight, and when they can't maintain that pace, they quit entirely. Instead, start so small that it feels almost silly. Want to start reading more? Commit to reading just 1 page per day. Want to begin exercising? Start with 1 push-up. Want to meditate? Begin with 1 conscious breath. The goal isn't the 1 page or the 1 push-up. The goal is to establish the pattern and build momentum. Once you've consistently done the small version for a week or 2, you can gradually increase it. But small wins create momentum, and momentum creates lasting change. Here's the truth that nobody talks about, and it's going to shift your entire perspective on habit change forever. You're not actually breaking a bad habit. What you're really doing is becoming someone who doesn't do that thing anymore. There's a huge difference between these 2 approaches, and understanding this difference is what separates temporary changes from permanent transformations. When you think about breaking a habit, you're focused on what you're giving up, what you're losing, what you can't do anymore. But when you think about becoming someone new, you're focused on what you're gaining, who you're becoming, what you're now capable of. Every single action you take throughout your day is a vote for the type of person you want to become. When you choose the apple over the cookie, you're voting to be someone who nourishes their body. When you go to bed early instead of scrolling your phone, you're voting to be someone who prioritizes their health and energy. With these strategies, you're no longer fighting against yourself or trying to force change through willpower alone. Instead, you're working with your natural patterns and redirecting them toward outcomes that actually serve you. The people who successfully change their habits for good don't have more willpower than you do. They don't have better genetics or more motivation. They simply understand that change doesn't have to be a constant battle. It can be as natural and automatic as the habits you already have. You just need to know how to redirect that automaticity in your favor. If this video helped you understand why your previous attempts at habit change might have failed, and, more importantly, gave you a clear roadmap for what actually works, then smash that like button right now. It really helps the algorithm show this to more people who need to hear this message. And if you want more practical strategies for improving your life without relying on willpower or motivation, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. I post new videos every week with actionable advice that you can use immediately. Here's what I want you to do right now. In the comments below, tell me one specific habit you're going to replace using these strategies. Don't just think about it. Actually type it out. There's something powerful about making that public commitment. I read every single comment and I'll personally reply to as many as I can with specific advice for your situation. Remember, you're not broken, and you don't need more willpower. You just needed better strategies. Now you have them. See you in the next one.